Kia ora koutou katoa. Hello, this is Lesley Ormsby. Just so you know, for those of you who don't know, I am a New Zealander, so am Māori, and I was going to say, yeah, indigenous to New Zealand. I'm saying that. Anyway, I don't know why I'm saying that, but somebody out there maybe who's watching this may be wondering, where the heck is this chick from? So anyway, before I start, this reading is for Pisces, November 2019. So I just thought I'd just also want to remind everybody before I get going is that these are general reads, so which means that it may resonate with you or it may not. So if it does, wonderful. If it doesn't, there are others out there that do the same thing that may be receiving messages through from Spirit that more resonate with you. So check them out. The other thing is though, if the reads are, even though I've kind of like, I haven't kind of like, I have, like we are saying, or Spirit and I are saying that there's for the month of November 2019, it may more resonate or come about like maybe in December. So sometimes there's like a 2-way gap, a 2-month gap, or a 2-month playtime, you could say, like going forward. But I'm just, quite often what happens is sometimes I've already been through it, and you may be too, or you are going through it. So it may be something that's this may help you if you don't understand it right now. It could possibly help you understand something that's happened, in the recent past or even in the distant past that it's kind of more resonating with you from then to then. So that's awesome. If it does, just take it. And that's cool. So I always say don't totally throw it out, even if it doesn't fully resonate with you. And that's why. Okay, so it may be that you might need to just have a little wee think about it and put it back there. But also, obviously, feel free to check out another reader. The other thing is too, these reads are suitable or may resonate with you if you are, not just the sun sign, your sun sign. If this is your sun sign, amazing, welcome. It could be the moon rising or Venus sign as well. So, and also we may have some welcome to the cross watchers. So, now let me think. I just got to think about what else am I doing for my little spiel. The other thing is I'm not a medium. I mean, I am a medium, so I'm not a tarot card reader. So I don't use tarot card as such. That's something that may be coming in the future. But I'm more a medium, but I do use oracle cards in these sessions, as well as obviously a mediumistic skills and abilities and gift with that. The other thing is like if this resonates with you too and you like my style, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, and also if it does resonate with you, I'm always curious about how people perceive it, get on with it, if it resonates with them or not. Just, can you give me a thumbs up or leave a comment? And like I said, subscribe to my channels, and then if you like my style, and that would be really cool. Obviously, I'm trying to build my channel and to get to a goal of maybe 50k by the end of the year. So I realise it's an ambitious goal, but I'm going to give it a shot and try and pump these, promote myself as much as possible. So it's part of my way of, and Spirit's way of helping me to gain my confidences, like as well as in this side of area, but in not just confidence, but be able to put out, as in using another avenue of helping them to reach a wider audience of expressing and sharing the messages that they have to support you in life and with your life in different areas of your life and different times, of your life. So so anyway, that would be awesome. if you could subscribe and just give me a thumbs up and just let me know what's going on there. So some of you may be going through on saying that a similar sort of process on saying that. Like I said, briefly touched on there about some sort of movement and or promoting yourself or getting yourself out there. Don't be shy. And the more you do it, the better you will get at it, is what they're saying. So I do feel like there's been a shift for some of you Pisces energies out there in the way that you have been moving through your life in this month of October that's just finished. So I'm recording this, and today is the 11th of November. Is the 1st of November, the 11th month of 2019. Crikey. So, and what I keep hearing is and seeing is 1111, okay, and or the 1st of 11th, or 11, or 111. So you may be experiencing that yourself at the moment, just looking at new beginnings. And so the new beginnings they're talking about are not just like physical new beginnings; there are spiritual new beginnings. And by the way, and also in the new beginnings are coming through a new way of thinking, or a new framework of being or knowing that's like tweaked in this last couple of months, and more so tweaked in October coming into this November. So November is going to like take you for a ride, basically. So what they're showing me is like go with the flow, like there's a current that's going, and they're not necessarily saying upstream or downstream. So what they're saying, there's a current to go with your flow, not anybody else's flow. That's what they mean by that. So because I feel like some of you have been like swimming upstream, like as in swimming somebody else's, or going for a ride with somebody else on their waka, or or their surfboard, or whatever. I'm just using those as an analogy or something, as a metaphor, and a tool to get a visual there going. So maybe I feel like some of you have like jumped off that ride and gone back on your own ride, and that is way fracking awesome, because you figured it out, and that's cool that you figured it out. That's the main thing, is that you figured it out and you've gone on your own walker now, and you've flowing your own flow into this month of November. A lot of yous, I feel like there's a good portion of yous that's starting to happen now, going into November, and I feel like a big portion of yous, the other part of it is the other portion of you is going still is in that stage of not fully made up your mind, or not seeing all the clues for you yet, or all the proof for you yet, to like just jump off board, with some things that you're going through. So they're talking about projects for some of you. You've gone a certain way, and it's like, okay, I'm feeling this isn't quite right for me. So you're at this point, it's like, I think I'm going to pull out, or pull away, or move on, or move to the side. Some of you, I feel like, are going to pull right away from it, and some of you are just actually going to jump ship. It's because, like, nah, this is not right for me. So, and it's not, and when I say projects, there's something about new, I feel like some of you have gone into new, like a new group, or a new company, like a new job, that sort of thing. And when I say group, there's like a bunch of people where it kind of resonated in the beginning, and I feel like for some of you, you weren't quite sure if it fit or not, but you went in there and you went into the circle or group of people, or friends, or become friends, knowing that, but well, I'll just see how it goes. And see why I've been drawn to it, and but you've got your message now. So they're saying it's okay to move away from that. This is about honoring yourself, okay, which means what they're talking about. Like some of you have actually jumped ship, basically. You figured out what it is, and you know what it is, and it's not for me. So you're moving on, and that's sweet as. That's what life is all about, and it's what we're meant to be doing, is figuring out what is right for us. And living our own truth, not somebody else's, okay? Oh, that was pretty. That come from a really high source. I'm kind of like there's this like very high energy. that's coming through. And I'm feeling like, I want to say earlier on today, there's the energy of Ra that was coming through. So this is here. Look, normally I wait for cards to like drop out when I'm shuffling, but I've kind of like split it in half and turned over and I thought, oh my gosh. So this is for you. Okay, this is the first card out. Teamwork. These are my these are not my cards, but they are my deck of cards that I bought. The what do you call it? The unicorn cards. But teamwork is the one that's come up. Now, I make reference to the unicorn because things are very magical this month for the month of November. And I just feel like the energy, regardless of whether the things are going to go up or down, you know, like, because, you know, I look at everything as positive when things go a bit shitty. Or not feeling like, oh, that's not really what I would like to have been going through or seen or whatever will come up or, you know, it will help someone with. But, hey, that is life. So I'm going to turn that around, and that's what they're saying to you, is just turn it around, because it's all a growing, a learning to help us grow and move forward so we can see and cut through the bullshit, basically our own bullshit mostly, because we have it's our free will. We have no charge or control over anybody else. Okay, so it's cut through our own shit, and then that way within we can help others, because we know how to do it. We know what we've been through, and sometimes our helping is just by like observing, being there to support and not interfere. Observe but not absorb. Anyway, teamwork, going back to that. So work with others to make the situation come about. So some of you, I feel, you know, on saying that some of you are going to get off the waka, some of you are going to get on a waka, when you, as soon as you get off the other one, because you've realised now that actually that isn't for you. So you're building a team or another team as well. For some of you, it will be like you won't, like flowing, staying on that waka, but turning it around to make it work, because there's something still that feels right that you still say there, but it's about you going with your flow within that waka or that journey, wherever you are, or in that company. So, and it may be that you are needing to, like, okay, I'm hearing the words, them saying to sell yourself in a way, or to convince people to, and even manipulate the situation for some of you. But this is all done, obviously, in a loving, healthy way. Because I feel like when they say manipulation, it is in that way. It's so you can get your point across. That's what they mean by that. And this is what they mean by the teamwork stuff. So the teamwork too, even though some of you are kind of are needing to jump ship or jump off board, go off board with whatever it is, that's your teamwork is in a different way. You're working, you know, with your guides and your habits and yourself in that team to build your new beginning. Okay, so it's thinking outside of the square and into the circle, or increase, you know, expand the way that you're thinking. Okay, with that one. And there's also, for some of you, that maybe that you need to talk about your feelings, you know, and like tell a friend how you feel, tell someone how you feel, or tell that person how you feel. And even if you're going to jump waka or stay on there, that's okay. Tell them how you feel or what's going on. This is like being honest with yourself. And when we are honest with ourselves and we express what it is, that's not either making us happy or there are reasons why. And they're just saying it's not so much, I can hear some of you saying, oh, I don't really feel like I need to justify myself. But it's not about you justifying yourself. It's about communication, really, okay? For some of you, it's like there's a resistance there, and this isn't about you justifying yourself. This is about communicating. So then you can leave either the slate clear and also know that you have communicated exactly how you feel and why. So you get it, but also they get it. And then that's like the closure. That's like the closure for both parties. And then leave it at that. And it may be that the ones that are used as staying on the waka to like to go into the teamwork to like almost like repair. For some of you, I'm hearing repair, but also the other side, depending on what has happened, why you are the way you are. Because I feel like some of you may have realised that actually I've contributed to this big time. Now, how can I repair it? And you may still jump ship, or you may stay on. So that's a decision for you to make. However, it's about this is about closure as well. So it could be in a relationship for some of you as well. And one of the parties, it may be that it's you that's not getting the full picture, and it may be that the other person isn't getting the full picture. But this is about, I'm hearing explaining it. It's not an excuse, it's an explanation. It's not justification, but it's an explanation, and therefore it's like there can be the process of that process to be I'm feeling okay, closure. I'm hearing processing of closure can be closed in on both sides. Wow, that was pretty like far out. Anyway, the other, so I'm just going to draw a card. That was from the unicorn card. So this is a magical month. It's even if last month was a magical month as well. So like I said, it all depends on how you see it. And there's been some amazing shifts that I have seen in a lot of people, and in various ways, and even myself, for the work that I do, and moving into the next step. So I'm hearing that. So there's some work that you're needing to do, but by holding on to, or not getting that epiphany, or allowing that epiphany to like sink in, or like help move you forward, it's like, wow, you're going to stay where you are. Nothing's going to change. So it's about, so then I feel like some doors are opening up for a lot of you as well, and because of the wisdom. So these are from from the Oracle web deck. Okay, and so there's a rainbow there. So there's something in the making. There's something magical about rainbows for me. And they're also talking about the wisdom. So this is the wisdom that they're asking you to draw on, that's within. And also I feel like for some of you there may be some wisdom from somebody else that you can take on board, that will help you help you to maneuver your way around. Some of you it's a situation, and some of you it's situations, and it seems to be like a ripple-on effect, that there's like a bit of tidying up that some of you are doing within workplace relationships, romantic relationships. Also for some of you like family relationships, there seems to be some breakdowns within the family communication and that sort of thing. And I'm hearing for some of you that specifically maybe to do with family trusts and things like that, or as in wills and also deeds, and whether it be for land or family member passing. There's some of that stuff that seems to be popping in with some energies, spirit, that are popping into, like, relay that to some of you who are out there that may be listening to this. But yeah, it's like calling on your inner wisdom, and your higher wisdom, all your wisdom, it's there. And then allowing things to like, and some of it that comes through, you're going to think, some of you is going to think, oh my God, that's going to like upset the apple cart if I go this way, if I do this, if you're going to jump off the ship. Hey, that's your choice. And to do that, you have to like, keep in mind that, yes, if I do this, it's going to benefit me at the end of the day. And some people don't like change. They don't like seeing us move on, an individual move on, because it's out of their comfort zone. And it will challenge some people, family members, co-workers, and that with some of the decisions you are going to make, or some of the movements and that you're going to make, whether, like I say, be in the relationship or business, or career or whatever. I just feel like some of you know that the time is to create, or take action now for a lot of you. And some of you it will be the first step. Some of you it will be like totally dissolving or moving on. Yeah. Ooh, so exciting. So definitely bring in your inner wisdom. I feel like some of you are like going into making a decision to do a completely different career change, go into that. And still keeping your job though, or your main job, but moving into something that actually feeds your soul. So that's what they mean about, like do whatever it is that feeds your soul. And it's something it doesn't mean that you're totally going to jump and leave your job, but it may be that you jump ship in the way that you think about things as well. So yeah. Ooh. A new perspective. It's like, oh fuck, I'm going to ditch that thought. It doesn't serve you any good, because we don't. Our ego, because I bring in the word ego. Our ego is there for a purpose, and people go on and on about ego. Don't get in your ego, but our ego, there's a shadow side and a light side to everything. Even love, but love, on saying that, is the greatest power of all. It depends on where your energy is coming from. It's like ego. It depends on where your energy is coming from with it. Our ego, helps us move along in life. Our ego gives us what boosts up our when we need it, is to puff us up and to get us out there to make the decision that we need to do. It helps us to make our decisions as well as our decisions. Yes, we can, in our conscience. It helps us to make give us another point of view towards making a decision, and we can make our decision about what we want to do with our conscience, because what is really ultimately our conscience is what will lead us, because we know what is right, or we know what serves us, and because we're feeling it in here. So it's our intuition. It is our intuition, basically. We're an extension of it and an inclusion of it, basically. But our ego will be the thing that keeps us in check. So just go. So it's like, don't let the fear. Now I'm just going to shuffling these cards a bit, because another card wants to come out, and I feel like there's been a little bit of shuffling with you around in your life at the moment. So that's why they're talking about some of shuffling around situations or conversation or decision making so you can move forward. So this month of November is a wonderful time to either finally move forward, make that decision, or decisions about what you're going to do, how you're going to handle it. And like I say, some of you, it's not about fully jumping ship yet. It's about staying on the ship, sorting that shit out, what you needed to be doing, creating your goals, your aspirations, and shifting on your perception until you're ready to actually fully jump the ship, and you've got all your ducks in a row, basically. Oh, that's an interesting way. I've just got this vision of all the seeds. Sow all your seeds first. And I was like, it's not just ducks in a row. For some of you, you'll be understanding, you'll resonate more with ducks in a row. But they're just showing me, which is quite interesting, they have with a dirt, a paddock, or part of a paddock that has just dirt, and it's like a line or a row, and there's seeds there, and the seeds are sprouting up. So they're sowing your seeds in that row. It's like you're sowing the seeds. You're sowing some seeds for some of you, but there's still some more seeds sowing. And then behind you, as I'm seeing the seeds grow, there is the seeds are growing. There's into trees, some of them. So that's because you've sowed the seeds and you're still walking your walk. So some of you have sowed some seeds. It's and it's coming. Ooh. Okay, that was more symbolic for me about shuffling those ones. I feel like I need to draw a card from the crystal cards here, and these are the spirit crystal spirit deck of cards that I have here, and I'm feeling actually more like I'm just not gonna. They're getting me to cut these lately, so even though I shuffle and that, but okay, hematite is the crystal that I'm hearing. And it's interesting because sometimes that can be polar opposites is what I'm hearing, and they have a magnetic thing. So I remember picking up my one, and when my energy was all over the place, and I didn't really, I thought I needed it because I really loved that one at that time. But anyway, it just went to pick it up and it flew out of my hand. And I even was wearing a hematite ring. And normally they attract, it would attract something. But anyway, this time it just flew off my finger and I put this ring. I thought, okay, I clearly don't need you, or, so it's interesting. But hematite, so I'll just read what it has in here. 26. 26. Okay, I'm going to read from here because because of the meaning. I feel the meaning in here would probably mean more than actually what I could channel through at the moment. Okay, so essential meaning is becoming grounded. So it's getting back to the earth. So grounding yourself as well. I know that's your more water sign, but we still need to be grounded. I'm an air sign. I know we definitely need to be grounded, but so it doesn't really matter, either way. So some of you might feel like you are grounded, and you may well be, but there's no harm in checking in on that and just doubly making sure. Okay, for sometimes, because I'm just hearing and feeling that some of you may be going out there a little bit more often than not, and it's all right to go out there, but just bring yourself back or just keep your feet on the ground. Okay, and back to earth, practicality and centeredness, balance and calm this month is really of November is really what will help get you through, support you through. So hematite will be a good one. And I just feel like, once everything's going, because I'm hearing magnetize, everything will come together. It's just like, staying in that place of calm. So I'm just feeling calm already with that. Beautiful. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, my beautiful Pisceans. I'm just hearing, like, for even though some of yous, even those yous are, you're essentially like a water sign, even though there are those of you that don't really like the water, it's like I'm just hearing, go for a swim. If you're in a warmer, space, go and jump in the sea, swim in the sea, just to give you a bit of a cleansing. Or if you're more of a lake, a freshwater Piscean, go there, to a lake or a spring or something like that, or a pond. And if you're not, a hot shower, warm shower would be really just as good, and just visualize that clearing, cleansing, and balancing and grounding of your energy through November. I mean, through any month really, but that seem to be really emphasizing that even more this month for you. That, just an FYI, that could help support you through this month, being aware of that. Like I said, anyway, I need to go, otherwise they'll just babble on all day and we could be sitting here all day talking. So anyway, God bless you. Have a fabulous month of November 2019, and I look forward to catching up with you in December, either at the end of December or the beginning of the beginning of December or the end of November. Okay, God bless you. Take care, and please subscribe. Bye for now.